Hey everyone, welcome to the Breakthrough Entrepreneurs Podcast, where we empower both new and experienced entrepreneurs, high performers, business owners to overcome the challenge of work-life balance, break bad, old, unhealthy, negative habits, behaviors, build new habits, create new rituals, new routines. I'm your host, Muhammad Faraj, and today I'll be talking about 8 sleep habits for better night's rest. Let's talk about sleep today in this episode. I think so many people in our times, especially in this modern world, struggle with sleep. So often I hear that many entrepreneurs, this is especially for entrepreneurs who work from home or off home, they struggle with sleep because entrepreneurship sometimes can be lonely. Sometimes you meet so many challenges. Sometimes you feel worried or self-doubts. Sometimes you meet different challenges which doesn't impact only your day or your routines. It impacts your sleep as well. I think so many entrepreneurs nowadays, they struggle with sleep because there's so many is going on, especially in our businesses. But if we want to succeed in our businesses, if we want to grow, if we want to improve our healthy life, our performance, our productivity, if we want to break and replace bad, old, unhealthy, negative habits and behaviors, it's very, very important. It's very, very crucial that we need to seek for better sleep, that we need to build new habits around our sleep. That way, our bodies are functioning very well. That way, we can build new habits, break bad old habits, prevent stress, prevent from feeling confused, overwhelmed, or self-doubts, or negative thoughts and feelings, because sometimes the resources of our negative thoughts or feelings, it comes from sleeping. It's not specifically because you've done a bad habit during the day. It's not specifically because you didn't do the work today or you didn't stay consistent with your focus, with your productivity, or you ended up being distracted. Sometimes it's because of our poor sleep. It's because we lack sleep. And when we lack sleep, when we have poor sleep habits, it will impact our performance. It will impact our well-being, our health, our productivity. So many entrepreneurs, when I look at their bodies, when I look at the way they talk, they seem like they're less energetic, they're less active, they look slow. It's mostly because something is missing. There's a lack in their life, in their bodies, in their health. And sometimes it's because of the stress and feeling overwhelmed for because of our businesses that impacts our sleep, and that way we don't look energetic, we don't look in a good shape or active. So that's why I choose to talk about sleeping in this episode. So I hope you will get so much insights, strategies, benefits from this episode that will improve your sleep life. So one of the first habits that you need to work very hard in your entrepreneurship journey, in your days, in your routines, is to improve your sleep by staying consistent to a schedule. Just like you schedule your tasks, your projects, your business goals, you need to schedule your sleep and you need to be consistent on your sleep schedule. You can't just do it for one day, few days, or 1 week and then fall back to your old habits and mess up your sleep. You need to be consistent with your sleep schedule. You need to understand your body, your feeling, your sleep. So you need to set a schedule for your sleep. You need to decide on which exactly what time are you going to bed every day, every week, every month. You need to specify, you need to put it on your schedule, not only your projects or your tasks. You need to specify the exact time when are you going to bed. So that way, when you schedule your sleeping, when you know what time you're going to bed every evening, every day, and what time you're going to wake up in the morning, basically you are staying consistent to an organized schedule. So that way you are regulating your sleep. Because so many people, so many entrepreneurs, when they struggle with their sleep, is because they have bad old unhealthy habits where they go to bed in different times. Sometimes they don't meet up with their goals, or they don't complete their to-do list tasks or projects, so they extend their to-do list, they extend their day, their time, and they end up sleeping late. They end up going to bed very late, and they go to bed with a mind that is full of stress, overwhelm, disappointment, or they got distracted during the day, so they try to work extra, put more pressure on their productivity, on their focus, so they can make their to-do list complete, but give up their sleep. And that's very, very wrong. I think so many entrepreneurs, they make the mistakes that if I extend my time, if I don't complete my to-do list, I won't go to bed. I won't go to bed early. I won't spend time getting quality sleep. Instead, I will seek, or I aim to finish my to-do list. So all they care about is their to-do list. All they care about their business, their performance, their productivity, but sometimes they don't give so much care to their sleep. And they know that if they don't go to bed at the specific time, if they don't follow their sleeping schedule at the same time that they have scheduled, they know the next day they will have less energy. They won't be productive. They will feel stressed, overwhelmed again, and they will fall back to their old, bad, unhealthy, negative habits, and they won't be delivering efficient or good quality work because they gave up that last 1 hour in their day. They gave up their sleep just to make that to-do list complete. That's very, very false. That's very, very wrong. You can't give up your sleep just to do work. You need to care about your sleep, about your rest, about your relaxing, just like you care about your business, about your projects, about your tasks, about your business, because your sleep is as much important as your business. So do not make this mistake. And I used to be guilty of this, but then I broke some bad habits. I created new rituals, new habits that made me consistent with my schedule. So I specify, I put it on my time management system in my schedule, what time exactly I'm going to bed and what time I'm going to wake up. Because if you are going to bed late, odds are you're going to wake up very late too. And when you wake up in the morning, say, for example, if you're starting your first mini day at 6:30 or maybe 7 a.m. and you wake up at 8:30 or 9, you start your day first thing with disappointment, with feeling down, because you know that you have scheduled, you were going to bed at 22 p.m. or earlier, and then you were going to wake up early too. But when you woke up late, you felt disappointed and you felt like you did a bad habit, whereas you could have do it differently. You could have went to bed early and woke up early so you can start your day with fresh, with enthusiasm, with motivation that you are consistent with your schedule, that you are consistent with your sleep. So don't do this mistake. And the second habit that you need to build is you need to plan your sleep. You need to plan going to bed just like you plan your projects, your tasks, your to-do list. Because if you're not planning your sleep, odds are you're going to bed late, or you're not committed to your schedule, you're not committed, you're not willing to get a good quality of sleep. So that way you will be performing randomly. You're going to bed in different times, so you're not regulating your sleep, you're not regulating your body, because your body has a clock. Your body needs a signal. Your body needs to understand what time is going to bed and what time is to wake up. So if you're not planning your sleep, if you're not planning your bedtime, you will be going to sleep in different times. You will disrupt your sleep and you will not enjoy a good quality sleep. So it's very, very important that you plan what you're going to do on your evening routine. What time are you going to put your kids on the bed? What time are you going to take shower? What time you're going to do your mindfulness or relaxation exercises? What time you're going to read some pages of one of your favorite books? What time are you going to go on bed? What time are you going to prepare your bed? So it's very, very important that we plan our bedtime, our sleep earlier, at least 1-2 hours before. So that way, when you have scheduled your schedule or your sleep, that you're going to bed at 22 p.m. So at 22 p.m., you're going to lay down on your bed. It's not like you haven't planned, and when you have scheduled that you're going to bed at 22 p.m., and then you're going to do other things, you're going to prepare after 22 p.m., which will lead to going to bed late, and that way you will wake up late and you will not enjoy a good quality sleep. So you need to plan earlier. And the other habit that you need to build is that you need to have an evening routine, my friend. It's not that it's magic. You will not get good quality sleep magically. You need to have an evening routine. This is very, very important. I used to have very, very poor sleep. I used to feel stressed. I used to feel overwhelmed, mostly because I was so easily to fall back to my bad old unhealthy negative habits, and it was mostly because I didn't follow my evening routine. I was committed to my morning routine just to be productive, just to focus, just to work on my tasks, on my to-do list, but I did not have an evening routine, and I started to feel like every time I did my evening routine, oh my God, everything went smoothly. I got so much work to do. I got a better performance, better productivity, better quality of sleep. My sleep improved every time I followed my evening routine, my evening rituals or habits. So I find myself every time I slip up, every time I don't follow my evening routine, instead I work on my projects, or I feel worried or distracted or disappointed because I didn't finish my work on my to-do list, and then I would give up my evening routine and try to work on my to-do list, and then I will end up getting poor or feeling a lack of sleep next day. So it's very important, if something is not working, if you're stuck with one of your tasks or your projects on your to-do list, just give up, just stop, take pause, go hit the gym, do your workout, come back home, do your evening routine, stay committed, stick to your evening rituals if you want to enjoy a better quality sleep. Because I promise you, if you stop, pause, and reactivate your body, do your evening routine, you're going to bed with better humor. You're going to bed feeling better, feeling relaxed, feeling energized. So you will have a good sleep. And even if you missed one project on your to-do list, or you haven't completed a task that you were supposed to, you can always do it in the next day. So you have so much time. There's more days to do the work, but there's not always more days, more time to do your evening routine. So stick with your evening routine just like you stick with your morning routine, because your morning routine is important for your productivity, for your performance, for your business. But evening routine is as much as important for your sleep, for your health, for your well-being, for your mindset. So that way you are maintaining a balance between a morning routine and evening routine. And when you maintain a good balance in your business, you are maintaining a good balance in your life quality and your entrepreneurial life. So the other habit that I really recommend that you build and stick with it is to encourage a relaxation environment. This is very, very important. I think every sleep doctor or therapist, they recommend this trait about sleep. So you need to have a qualified environment for sleep. Your bed area, your bedroom should be free from any electronic devices. You will not have any devices in your bedroom, because that room is created, is built, is designed for sleep, not for scrolling around social media or checking emails or doing work or watching your screens or TV. You see, when we build house, we specify, we design each area based on the activity. We all know one room should be for watching TV. This is where you spend time watching TV, talking with your family, spending time with your family, or doing other things, or enjoy being with your kids. And we have another room which is called a kitchen. A kitchen is built, designed for eating area. This is where you consume your meals. This is where you eat. This is where you enjoy healthy meals with your family, with your kids. Same thing applies for your sleeping. We design a room for sleeping, and that room should be for sleeping, my friends. It should not be a room for watching screens. It should not be a room for playing with your kids. This is a room is crucially important, designed for your sleep. It should be free from any devices. Put your device or charge your device outside your bedroom. Your bedroom is just for sleeping. So this is where you put a book by your bed. So every time you go to bed, you read 1 page or 2 pages, or maybe you can relax, you can take rest, do meditation while laying down on your bed. You can do stretches or some relaxation, some mindfulness exercise in your bedroom. That way you are keeping your brain off from any screens, from any devices or notifications or SMS. So that way you're going to bed very relaxed, very rested. And the other thing is temperature. Your rooms, your bedrooms, temperature should be, or it's recommended by researchers as to be 65 Fahrenheit or 18 Celsius. So it should be a cool room. This environment should encourage to have a cool room, not a hot or warm room, because hot and warm room will disrupt your sleep. Your body will not be able to sleep. So always seek to have a cold room. Every therapist recommends to have a cold room when you sleep because you feel relaxed. And don't worry if you feel cold. You have always a bed, you have a blanket, and your body will regulate your temperature in your room. So it's not like you're going to freeze when you sleep. Even if you have a cold room, you are going to be able to sleep and you will be sleep very relaxed. The other habit that you need to build is to be off from any screens at least 2 hours or preferably 3 hours. The problem with our screens is that they emit a blue light, and blue light surpasses melatonin, our sleeping hormone. So we can't feel sleepy. We can't start sleep. Even if we sleep, we wake up in the middle of the night or we are unable to sleep. So you need to avoid any devices, any screens, at least 2-3 hours before you go to bed. And when you go to sleep, you go with relaxation. You feel like you haven't watched your screens, you haven't watched any news or anything. So you need to go to bed at least 2-3 hours later after your work is done. So do not have any screens before you go to bed. And the other habit that I built in my own personal life is that I don't watch news. I don't watch or scroll on social media or check emails before going to bed. The problem is it's hard to shut off our thoughts, our feelings before going to bed. We go to bed, but our mind is thinking about the work, about the business, about the social media, about your reaction to the world. You see, most of the social media has become like a TV. It's mostly news and politics, economics, or what's happening in the world. So when you are scrolling on social media or watching TV or watching news, this will prompt you with so many thoughts, with so many feelings. You will feel worried, stressed, overwhelmed, or anxious about what's happening in the world. So you go to bed with the same mind that was consuming time on TV, on social media. Whereas what we want is when we go to bed, we need to be free from thoughts, from feelings. We need to relax our brain because we're constantly thinking, feeling all the time. So we need to shut off all these events, all these news, all these images, all these feelings, and we need to go to bed free. We need to feel relaxed. We need to be off from our thoughts, from feelings, not only off from online or devices. So do not do these bad habits. Do not watch news or scroll on social media before you go to bed. Do something different. Build new habits. Instead, you can do journaling. I usually do that. I do my journaling habit where I journal my day. How did my day went today? Did I commit on my goals, on my dreams? Did I do the work? Was I productive? How my performance was? Did I go to the gym? Did my workout? Did I meet my friends and enjoyed my time? Did I spend time with my family and the loved one? Or maybe it could be reading. You can read one of your favorite enjoyable books, like, for example, any story or any personal development books or about habits. You can read some pages and then go to bed. Or maybe you can do mindfulness, relaxation activities or exercise like stretching or doing yoga, which helps a lot your brain from being off from thoughts, from negative feelings. So that way you're calming your brain. You're going to bed feeling mindful, relaxed, and your body, your brain just wants to sleep and just wants to get deep sleep as well. So that way you will get a good quality sleep. So this is very important and you need to start doing that. The other habit I was gonna tell you to start building is to not consume or eat at least 2 hours before bedtime. The problem with eating is that when we consume meals, our body is digesting that food. So our body is like a factory, is working to digest that food. So we eat during the day, but on the evening before bedtime, we need to stop eating. We don't have to eat. We can eat earlier. That way, when we go to bed, our body is relaxed. Our body is not working. It's not like a factory. It's not digesting. Our bodies is just focusing on sleep. You're signaling to your body that now it's time to sleep. And I'm telling you, every successful entrepreneur, business owner, or successful people, they do these habits. They don't eat at least 2 hours earlier, even though they are rich, even though they have good quality of life, even though they don't have to work that much, but they still commit to their good habits, their healthy habits, because they want to enjoy a good quality sleep. That way they can be focused, they can be productive, they can enjoy their time with their families, they can feel healthy, happy, and enjoy a fulfillment life. So you need to stop eating at least 2 hours or preferably 3 hours before bedtime. And the other habit that you need to build is you need to take a shower or take maybe a warm bath or cold bath based on how you feel or what you prefer. But do not take a bath or shower just right before you go to bed. Because when you take a shower, whether if it's warm or if it's cold, you are activating your body. You feel energetic, you feel active. So it'll be hard for you to get to sleep or feel sleepy. So it will take you much longer to start sleep. So make sure that you take your shower at least 1 hour before, so that way later on, when you want to sleep, you feel relaxed. You feel like your body wants to sleep. So you're not activated, you're not energetic. Same thing for sport or training or workout. You can do a workout 1 or 2 hour or 1 hour half before you go to bed. You should do your workout or training at least 2 hours before, because just like taking bath or shower, it activates your body. You get energetic. You feel active in your brain. So it will be very hard to sleep. So seek to do your evening routine, your workout, your shower before you go to bed at least 2 hours before. That way, your body wants to sleep and not be active or moving. And the other thing that you need to care about, or the habit that you need to build, you need to commit to your projects, to your tasks, to your to-do list. So when you're getting procrastinated or distracted, you feel disappointed, you feel stressed, overwhelmed during the day, and this impacts your sleep as well. So when you do a good job with your habits, when you do your morning routine, your evening routine, your rituals, when you are committed to your goals, when you have done a good job with your to-do list, with your business, you will feel very relaxed. You feel happy about your day. Your self-esteem will increase. You get this neurotransmitter which is called dopamine. You feel very good. And when you feel good about your life, about your habits, it'll be very easy to stick with good habits. And when you stick with your good habits, they will be very activate. They will be automatic. They won't feel effortlessly. So many entrepreneurs, so many people struggle with breaking bad old, unhealthy, negative habits and building new habits is because they feel like building new habits and leaving their comfort zone is hard. It's effortlessly. like it takes so much effort, energy, time to do good habits. But when you're doing good work, when you feel like you're making progress and getting that momentum, you feel really good about your life. You feel grateful. You feel like you have accomplished something big in your life. You feel like you're making progress toward your goals, your dreams. And when you feel good, your habits will be automatic. So you won't spend so much effort. You will be doing your habits very fast and you will feel grateful about your life. So that's it for this episode. By following these tips, these habits, I promise you, you will enjoy a very quality sleep. And when you have a good quality sleep, you will have a better entrepreneurial life. You will achieve success. You will break through your businesses, your entrepreneurial life. Thank you so much for watching and listening to this episode, and I'm doing my best to help you break through in your entrepreneurial life. Bye, everyone.